This is gonna take a while.
And Ruthard and Liechtenstein are turning the Kuttenberg houses against us.
Bavag will deal with Ruthard. But Liechtenstein is your concern. How come you haven't caught him yet?
He's slippery as an eel. He's hiding somewhere in the Jewish quarter. I sent spies to track him down, but they never came back.
Flush him out of that hole of his. For fuck's sake!
Why such concern, Otto? Kuttenberg is ours. Sigismund has the reins firmly in his hands.
He's got fuck all in his hands. Sigismund thought at first he'd come to terms with his brother Wenceslas, clear the way for him to the imperial throne, and take the Bohemian throne for himself. But Wenceslas couldn't even get off his drunken ass and go to Rome for the coronation. And now, the glorious Hungarian king has fallen for Jobst and his damn truce. He's been taken in by that treacherous turncoat.
Jobst betrayed Wenceslas. Then Sigismund. And now us. He fooled all of us. But what can he really do against us?
I'll tell you what. While pretending to parley, he incensed the Hungarian nobles against Sigismund.
Surely Sigismund's army can deal with that inconvenience.
Ha! He was paying his Cumans by letting them pillage Bohemia. He set half the people against him in the country he wants to rule. And now, there is nothing left to plunder. While we are shuffling our feet here, Jobst is surely mustering an army.
What are we going to do?
We've got Cabon. That'll keep Hanush and the Lipa people at bay. If they ever want to see their heir alive.
Jobst has Liechtenstein mustering other allies for him. We get him in our grasp, and Jobst will be like a fish out of water in Bohemia.
I'll drag him out of that Jewish den with my own two hands. Count on me, sir.
The betrayers of Christ hiding a betrayer. They are rich. All that's needed is a good pretext.
The Kuttenbergers will be quite happy if their debts to those usurers happen to go up in smoke.
Yeah.
You're learning fast, young man.
The gate open. A horseman, sir!
Hanush is out of the game. The Kuttenbergers are taken care of, and we'll catch Liechtenstein. You'll see, my friend. Good times are coming.
Your Graces, King Sigismund is convening the town council, but first he requests your presence at the Sedlitz monastery, without delay.
What's all the urgency about?
Surely you must know that yourself, sir. The captives fled Trotsky Castle and killed Istvan Toth while escaping.
What?
That's not possible. That's a lie.
It is true, Lord Toth is dead.
Speak!
The messenger said something about Cobbler's bastard and some outlaws.
I swear, by everything that is holy, I will find that whoreson, and I will rip out his heart!
Jesus. What's with that boy?
Sir Istvan was like a father to him. You better go. Bring the horses!
Shame about that dog.
Luck was on my side. Now to find Capon and get out of here.
Took a small escort with him. So the garrison is slightly weakened now. So, be extra alert on your watch. If I find anybody slacking off, they'll get the whip.
You've got it, Conrad.
Diepold, I'll send Hyman to the gate. You'll be in charge of the southern and eastern fortifications.
All right, Conrad. I'll get right on it.
Franz, run along back to the guardhouse and get some sleep so you don't fall asleep during the night watch.
Aye, don't worry.
The rest of you know your orders. You'll be sorry if you don't. Dismissed. And don't drink too much.
Got it, Conrad.
Vitek, that cart is starting to get on my fucking nerves.
I understand. I'll get right on it.
And tell Drahomira it's getting late, so she won't forget to take some food to our honored guests. I gave her the keys so I wouldn't have... fuck around with it myself.
Don't worry. It's already taken care of. I saw her taking it to them.
Well, that's great. That woman must be...
Aren't you supposed to be keeping watch or polishing the armor somewhere?
Conrad said to keep watching.
I'll ask him first thing tomorrow and see what he tells me.
I feel a little sorry for him. With no be taken seriously around here. She's some third-rate daughter of some lord.
Enemy in the fortress! Chapel!
tomorrow and see what he tells me.
Wait, Mum. We're on Conrad's blacklist, and ever since he yelled at you last time, I reckon you are too. So what do you say we help each other out a bit? We'll hole up a bit downstairs, and you won't say anything to the captain about it.
Have no fear. We'll just have a little nibble. With your kind permission.
And we'll be as quiet as mice in the hall. We won't disturb him, trust me.
I hope so. Now off with you.
I feel a little sorry for her. With nobody taking her seriously around here. She's some third-rate daughter of some lord from who knows where, so she was actually quite lucky that old Otto took a liking to her. The thing is, everybody knows where she comes from and treats her accordingly.
Bloody hell. Old Otto? He'd have you whipped for that.
You're right. I better keep our lord out of my mouth and stuff it with sausage instead. So let's dig in and make the best of Ofka's favour.
Bloody hell. We've already eaten all the sausages. That's the end of the feast. We've gobbled up all the sausages.
I was hoping there'd be more of them here. I'm still a bit peckish. Go see Drahomir in the kitchen and try to wangle something out of her.
I'm full to bursting. I'm off for a snooze.
Oh, off with you then. I'll sit here for a while and wash it all down properly with some beer.
Enemy in the fortress!
Sorry for her, with nobody taking her seriously around here. She's some third-rate daughter of some lord from who knows where, so she was actually quite lucky that old Otto took a liking to her. The thing is, everybody knows where she comes from and treats her accordingly.
Bloody hell, old Otto? He'd have you whipped for that.
You're right. I better keep our lord out of my mouth and stuff it with sausage instead. So let's dig in and make the best of Ofka's favour.
The noble's food tastes best, but it isn't easy to get to it. Enemy in the fortress!
seriously around here. She's some third-rate daughter of some lord from who knows where, so she was actually quite lucky that old Otto took a liking to her. The thing is, everybody knows where she comes from and treats her accordingly.
Bloody hell. Old Otto? He'd have you whipped for that.
You're right. I better keep our lord out of my mouth and stuff it with sausage instead. So let's dig in and make the best of Ofka's favour.
We don't get treats like this too often. Oh! Christ! These cramps are horrible. What could have caused them?
Shit! He's what? Enemy in the fortress! Sound the alarm!
Today's my lucky day.
What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be keeping watch or polishing the armor somewhere?
Conrad sent us to keep watch here.
I think you're just holding up here. I'll ask him first thing tomorrow and see what he tells me.
Wait, Mark. We're on Conrad's blacklist ever since you last. So what do you say? And you won't say anything to the captain.
Have no fear. Just have me.
And we'll be as quiet as mice in the hall. We won't disturb you, trust me.
I hope so. Now off with you.
You sure know how to deal with us. Bye. I feel a little...
She's some third-rate daughter of some lord from who knows where, so she was actually quite lucky that old Otto took a liking to her. The thing is, everybody knows where she comes from and treats her accordingly.
Bloody hell. Old Otto? He'd have you whipped for that.
You're right. I better keep our lord out of my mouth and stuff it with sausage instead. So let's dig in and make the best of Ofka's favour.
God knows when his nibs will be leaving again. I'll take a couple more. Oh! Oh! Christ! These cramps are horrible. What could have caused them?
No great loss. It wasn't that good anyway.
wait.
What the devil are you doing in my chambers? And at this hour? Guards?
Don't move, woman. And be nice and quiet. I'm sure you'd like to keep that pretty smile of yours.
Surely you wouldn't hurt a woman?
I wouldn't, but my steel has a mind of its own. So unless you want to meet it nice up close, better watch your step. Got it?
All right, all right.
Where's Hans Capon?
One floor higher. The keys are around here somewhere. Take them if you want.
Do you know something about a book? Red leather binding with gold trim.
Sir Otto was reading one like that. It'll be around here somewhere, but that's all I know.
Be reasonable. If you'll keep quiet, nothing will happen to you. Understand?
I understand. Just don't hurt me. Please.
What is happening? Who are you?
Quiet. If you make a peep, we're done for.
Henry?
God, Henry.
What are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing? Hunting boar? Came to save your noble arse.
My noble arse thanks you. Well, how did you get here?
I'll tell you later. Who's this?
Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Aretzo. At your service. Brabant led the defense at Kuttenberg. He's Sigismund's prisoner, same as me. And I came very close to holding the town. Besides... There's no time for chit-chat. He's our ally. We can't leave him behind. Right, no doubt you've got a cunning plan for us to get out of here, right? Well, let's hear it.
Of course I have a plan. Listen, I got to the fortress through a secret passageway that old Ruthard told me about. Von Bergov knows nothing about it.
C'est magnifique! Very cunning.
And so far, the garrison has no idea I'm here. We're lucky Von Bergov left the fortress along with Von Aulitz and some of the garrison. So I'll take you to that passageway, and we'll get out of here. We'll get to the forest not far from here. I have some horses ready there. We'll be gone before you can say the Lord's Prayer.
Formidable! I call that an elegant plan. I myself had to sneak like that once during the siege of Arezzo. So, what are we waiting for? On y va!
Wait. A passageway, you say? A dark, narrow passageway?
Well, it's just a passageway. There's a bit of water in it to wade through, but nothing we can't handle.
You can forget about it. I'm not going through any passageway.
What?
Let me repeat. No passageway for me. It's not the chivalrous way.
It is not chivalrous, c'est vrai, but in our situation, it is more than delicious.
It's not chivalrous enough for his lordship, eh? Are you kidding me? I'm saving your life if you didn't notice. Or do you think this is some kind of fucking game?
Well, in my opinion...
Fuck your opinions! No! Just no! I mean, we'll all suffocate in that passageway. Or it'll fall on our heads.
What's gonna fall on us, damn it? If I got in that way, we can get out, too. It's completely safe. So stop acting like a madman and let's go.
I can't do it. I'm afraid of small, dark spaces. Ever since that tower fell on me in Nabokov, and I was stuck under the ruins, I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry, Henry. There has to be another way.
Have you come up with some ingenious plan for getting out of here? If so, I'd really like to hear it.
What do I know? We could maybe break down the gate.
Un moment. Henri? You said that Von Bergov left. Is that not so?
Yes.
And what about horses? Are there any horses left here?
I think there's a couple, yeah. In the lower courtyard.
Très bien. That will be enough. We just have to get to them. But I think we could get there stealthily. It is not far from the tower to the stables. Then you simply open the gate, et voila, we are gone! Just like I escaped when surrounded by that English dog John Oakwood. It may not be the best plan, it was not back then either. But we simply had no other choice. Time has passed, the fortress is quiet. I believe that most of the garrison has gone to sleep, which plays in our favor.
That's a wonderful plan! No passageways! But we need some weapons.
Exactement, to have a proper piece of steel in my hand again. Preferably Milanese, although I would be satisfied with something local.
Thanks, Henry. I feel better already.
A nice piece. And what do you have for me? Merci mille fois. Now, I will show them just what a Cavalier Vauquelin-Brabant is.
Good work, Henry. What now?
I'll go ahead and scout it out. When there's a suitable moment, I'll let you know and you can head out.
And how will you let us know?
Well, the stables can be seen from the entrance hall. If you signal us with a torch from next to the horses, we'll head towards you.
Agreed. Good idea. Wait for my light.
But you must be absolutely certain that the way is clear. If you have any doubt, do not risk our lives. Better to come back to us, and we shall go together.
True. And if we don't hear from you or see your signal for a long time, we'll try to make it on our own.
Précisément. We cannot sit here forever.
Right. Got it. I'm off.
Brabant, keep watch by the stairway. I'll go to the window and wait for Henry's signal.
I think it would be better if you watch the stairs.
Why's that?
You are younger. You have better hearing.
You said you once discovered a dozen English spies, so you can surely handle one.
Stop!
We're waiting till you give the word.
Back!
Très bien.
Huh? Enemy in the fort!
horses are here. As soon as it's safe, I should give Cape on the signal. I surrender! The horses are here. As soon as it's safe, I should give Cape on the signal. Well, that's that. Now I just need to wait for Capon. Lord Jesus Christ, stand by our side.
I must admit, mes amis, the last time I have had such a suspense was when I was rescuing the King of France.
Oui, monsieur, you were surely brave. And fortune
Thank you for coming for me, Henry. You're a great friend. The best I could wish for.
After today, you may also count me among your friends. I, Vauquelin Brabant, chevalier, aventurier et voyageur. I'm at your service, mon brave Henri. And I have an excellent idea. In your honor, I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
My name is Vauquelin.
Vauquelin?
Vauquelin. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin... would you mind if I just call you Brabber?
Brabant. En.
Brabant?
Que peut-on y faire? It will have to do. Do not concern yourself, mon ami. Clearly, you are not talented in any art or conversation. But at least you have courage and other skills. You carried out the entire operation truly brilliantly. I could not have done it much better myself. And look, mon ami, how the fresh air suits Monsieur Chapon. He has finally stopped drawing in self-pity.
What self-pity, damn it? I was locked up for days in a tiny stinking room.
Ah, come now, mon cher. Luck was simply not on your side for once. That is all. Now we are finally free. The time has come for grand deeds. I did not waste my time in captivity. I fought everything of diligently. Listen.
Please, I'd prefer not to.
What's your plan, Sir Baron?
An heroic deed about which hordes shall one day be composed, similar to my feat in the famous Battle of Arezzo.
But what would you do now?
What if we were to journey to Vienne? We could assemble a company and liberate Le Roi Wenceslas.
That would be excellent. If the king were to return, the nobility would definitely support him. Sigismund would have to withdraw.
Précisément! And what is more, our names would be sung throughout the kingdom. Undoubtedly, we would also earn a rich reward too. Then I would invite the best stonemason from France and build Monsieur Chapeau a castle that even Chevalier Hanush would envy.
You must be mad. You've been free less than a day, and you're already thinking up ways to get yourself killed. I'd rather endure Hanush's preaching about my incompetence than listen to this chatter. We'll see what happens next. But the first thing that I need is to get good and drunk. We should spur the horses on. God knows, they might be hot on our heels. Yeah! Christ, wounds. Such destruction and havoc.
War. Monsieur Chapon, you have yet to participate in a real battle. But I fought against les Valaques at Naples, and les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy or La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war, it's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps, several hundred groschen.
That's not what I meant, Bacalin. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard. Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could harbor spies and saboteurs or supply the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. However, wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening.
You're right, Hans. We must find allies and put a stop to it as soon as possible, so we can save as much as we can.
Yes, but we failed in Trotsky. And now this is our punishment.
I see that short captivity has turned you into a philosopher, Lord Capon. You should apply to the Faculty of Arts before the muse lifts you again.
Yeah!
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy. Word reached Ratai that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry tells you. I wasn't around for half of it.
no sooner had we spied Trotsky on the horizon than everything started to go to hell. We made camp by a pond with the intention of heading for the castle at first light, only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They killed all our men and took everything they could carry, including the letter for von Berghoff.
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way. We might not have made it if a local herb woman hadn't taken care of us.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a pair of beggars.
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Von Berghoff was behaving oddly right from the start. But we had no idea what was behind it. It all came out after we set out with von Berghoff's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So von Berghoff has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our ally.
Zizka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
He's some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy to see him again. But if only it didn't have to be in Rabors. Why Rabors? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Favak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long, if it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from von Berghoff in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markvart von Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
Now, if we had one of our people at that assembly, we'd get Sigismund's plans nice and fresh. Straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
My very words. And I know exactly who to send. Young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabosh, but you'll have to return to the city right away, and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, There's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
T'inquiète. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a captive of Lord von Bergov's, like me. He defended Kuttenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance!
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon. I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
God bless. Welcome. Good to see you, lad. Maybe next time then.
God bless.
Ein Bier bitte!
It happens! Just watch where you're going next time.
Where can I find my...
Easy. You just go upstairs.
Excuse me?
Here we are. Good. Greetings to you.
Show me your where.
Thanks, and have a nice day, friend.
gonna win the tournament. And I'm telling you, he doesn't stand a... Conrad wins every time. Just look at him. He could cut you in half without even pulling his sword from the scabbard.
Oh,
Not
well.
even Conrad would dare
Now
stand
just
against
this.
the devil.
It happens. Just watch where you're going. I'll be right there. Coming right up.
One beer, please.
I hope
I
so.
think the church really
But at
does
the
need
christening,
something.
it'll look like we brought a puppy to
I'm
church.
not paying for it.
Much!
The priest is the priest. I speak from
Look
your
what I
big
have for you.
Let the bishop or someone take care of it. I don't care.
I see what you mean, but there's one thing you can't deny.
What's that?
Blessings to you.
Christ.
Ah,
And what are you...
I'd like a
My...
Why, really?
Don't worry.
Next time, just do what you want to me, and that's that. I prefer when a fella leaves here satisfied.
One beer, please.
Easy to please.
Aye, I get a bad feeling when nothing's going.
Show me. Here you go. Take it.
Must have been left over from the smugglers.
You can't just stroll around here without so much as a by your leave.
Off you go. Who's there? Leave that door alone, will you?
My respects.
For the last time, hand it over. Right anyway, so fuck it. You don't have the coin? All right, bastard.
Next time,
come on then.
don't come
You're
in here without
mine.
Hi,
Oh, that's enough.
Stop beating him!
Come on then.
What are you doing?
Excuse me?
That was something.
Hey?
Spare a few coins.
May God give you health, sir.
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
While reading it, I thought the writing style seemed familiar.
Really?
Well, yeah. As if I knew the writer himself. Or herself.
Women writing books. Come now.
Why not? I bet they would write better than many men.
Such audacity.
More like experience. I once helped with copying. Most of it was boring drivel.
I can imagine. A person does all that work to learn to read and write, but then they sit you down at a table to copy the works of others for the rest of your life.
Waste of time, right?
Not just time, above all, talent.
Hold on. Who wrote this then?
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
Come by during the day, when we have enough light. I shall await you in my chambers. with great anticipation.
Are you crazy? Why would I dob you in?
Just drop the wheel. Gossiping about it won't do anyone anything.
Oh, Christ. Pardon me.
What am I supposed to do then? You should go and see the priest. Nobody else can help you. Oh, aye. Priest. How could I have forgotten a...
I better not forget about that council assembly.
Keep close to the others. It's not safe here.
So, should I undress myself? Or will you help me with that?
Excuse me?
Didn't you say I was to come as quickly as possible? Well, here I am. And I don't want to waste time.
Oh dear. You thought that under the pretense of writing a book and cultivating...
Well,
You know what, lover boy? Go to...
so, shall we write?
Let's get started. How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
There are heaps of stories about men. So I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. but I'd need to know more about her.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
Well, I admire courage in girls. They're weaker than men, and life is rarely easy for them, but they still don't give up.
Do you know one like that? Tell me about her.
How could I not? After all, I'm looking at her.
You think I'm brave? Father says I'm more rash, always acting before thinking.
Well, nobody's perfect. But in my opinion, you're certainly brave.
Enough, you flatterer, or I shall blush. We'd better get to writing. Let's say we write about a woman who is brave and isn't afraid to say what she thinks. Would she do it for herself or for someone else?
For herself. She can afford to be a little selfish for once.
That may be true, but I still think it would sound better if she were also defending the interests of someone else. I'll figure it out somehow. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch, especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Lie on the ground on your stomach and swing your legs, but not much. Like you're lazing around.
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad.
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. Go on, read it. I want to hear what you think of it. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
That's nice. A bit didactic, but not to the point of boring moral bludgeoning. And that's the way it should be. Sermons for ordinary people work in a similar way. They entertain and encourage, with a few lessons added in between.
You see, when I lead Mass one of these days, I'll certainly think of you. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
What about you? Are you looking forward to
Careful.
the tournament coming up? I'll say. I'll have a new dress for the occasion, so I look a bit more presentable.
And the only defense is piety and virtue. Especially in these times, we have to heed the command.
I'm going to see the Mint Master. May I enter?
Any fool could say that. What do you want from him?
I have an appointment with him.
All right. Go ahead then. But don't waste too much of his time.
Like Satan himself. The foulest den of vice with a drink.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The Assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council. I hear it'll be important.
You want to spy? Do you know what you're risking? And what I'd be risking? Forget it.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
I must have misheard you. Our collaboration is only just beginning. Quill warrior.
Are you deaf, you impertinent pup? I repeat, I'll get you to the assembly, and there ends our business. Over and done with.
All right. Have it your way. So?
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son is roughly, although...
Glad you hold you. Actually,
you've the assembly.
Sigismund's just a usurper.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might. And tell the.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder.
And could you not choose a?
Have you forgotten I have you a?
All right. If I get and that.
And how about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
You're worse than a horse dealer. Have it your way, then. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the king.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Like Satan himself, they lurk in their hole. The foulest den of vice.
Don't think I can't see. You.
Relax. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Repair while you wait.
High quality nails. Take your pick. All quality.
I'm sorry. Greetings. What?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
A blessed
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why is that?
Well, I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, how he's courageous, just...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shitting themselves, fearing what's coming at this assembly. The more I think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the market.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not. Take care for now.
Pots! Pots for sale! Strong, well-made pots!
God bless.
Muslin! Maybe next time then, sir. Embroidery! Silk embroidery! Ribbons of all colours!
I heard you're in need of money, friend.
Big and small, round and thin. Come and buy some new plates.
The city council will be convening soon. I better get a move on.
Mushrooms!
The softest linen canvas. What would you like, sir?
I hear one Franta cooldown is...
Aye, the finest. But it was worth it. With clothes...
As it happens, Franta asked me to pick up those clothes for him.
Really?
He gave me a certificate. See? It's got his name on it.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments. But, very well then. Expensive but high quality. Fine wares.
Onions, garlic. There's no
I
justice
hope without
next
punishment.
time. It'll be straight to
I
the
apologize.
Franta cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Cicaxk or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unverzüglich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke.
There are
and
the
on
pictures
top
of
of that,
wine.
the army was requisitioning
Hopefully I
from
won't
it.
splash anyone's
Should
shoes.
the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber
Boy,
in the domain?
I'd like some white. What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
I
That
apologise, sir.
Hackenbücher.
Which wine?
Tokai. That's
Can you
the
believe
white.
it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison.
Boy,
and Herr
are you deaf or
König
something?
surely
Why?
knows this too.
White.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The
Boy,
Dry Devil
are you
is
deaf
running
or something?
free. There
Why?
are Raubringer everywhere in the region.
I'm sorry.
We have the army
I wasn't
bearing
paying
down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly?
Sir?
The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection.
Thank you, waiter. Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies. Nicht wahr?
I'd like some monastery
We are
wine.
more than familiar
Refill my cup,
with
boy.
the jämmerlich state of
That's
our
not a good
armory.
idea, sir.
This
The
is
king surely
unbelievable.
aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia
Hey,
as a
waiter,
preparation
pour me
for
some
war.
monastery wine.
So you suggest we
apologize,
just
sir.
wait with arms
Which
crossed
wine?
for the
Monastery
Raubringer
rat.
to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current
I'll be
situation.
right back.
We shall wait and
the wine.
see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we...
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons.
There are the pictures of wine.
Our current Waffen
Hopefully I won't
arsenal is
splash
a
anyone's
joke.
shoes.
And on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
I'd like some white.
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I apologize, sir.
I'm saying that the
Which
bandits
one?
who
Tokai.
freed Hinnick,
White.
the Dry Devil,
Are you deaf?
used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
Good, sir.
You're the one who should know where they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
Thank you, waiter. What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what
I fancy some
Schwierigkeiten
Tokai.
this is.
Refill, boy.
The Dry Devil is running free.
I'd like to
there are
oblige,
Raubringer
but
everywhere
I'm
in the
out.
region.
This is
We have the
unbelievable.
army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly?
Tokai and
the
a full
merciful
cup.
King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be
I
here
apologize,
forever.
sir. Which
Shut
wine?
up!
Are you
The king
colorblind?
can arrive at any moment.
Right.
What if he heard you?
What then? We're
I'm
sitting
sorry.
atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
Good, sir.
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies.
Well,
Nicht wahr?
thank the Lord.
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
I'd like some monastery wine. Refill my cup, boy.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not
I apologize, sir.
what it should be.
Which wine?
The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right. We do have the new baths in Hopbrink.
I'm
Adam's
sorry.
old ones. But I hear the Hopbrink baths are more of a pigsty.
They still are a bit. But the quality went downhill at Adams, too.
What?
Monastery
Hell.
wine. Here.
I thought you were a frequent customer there.
That's not a good idea,
or
sir.
have you grown
This is
tired of
unbelievable.
offering you for free?
It's not about me at all. Our town's best interests are on my mind. Betty's baths are considered the town baths. But let's not be fooled.
Hey, waiter!
What do you mean?
The tax brings in some money for the town, yes. But it's still
More
just
wine,
a tax.
Master Bailiff?
And what else would you want? I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
I can't. I'm supposed to serve the lords.
You're supposed to do what you're told. But suit yourself. I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths. Unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how.
Boy, I'd like some white.
Time.
It's only a waste of time
apologize,
because we're
sir.
always arguing
Which
about the
wine?
same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here?
Sir?
Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense. Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty
waiter,
honors us with
pour
his
me
visit.
some monastery
and
wine.
as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long
I
as he does
apologise,
no
sir.
damage.
Which one?
Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh,
Good, sir.
just a small misunderstanding. We've
Well,
sorted it
And
out.
everything's settled. My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours,
Cockeye,
as I've heard,
and a full cup.
then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there?
I apologise, sir.
Leave nothing out.
Which one?
I don't like Rutard,
Hawkeye.
true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's
Sir?
grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will
Thank you,
cause
waiter.
any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move
You
on.
there, lad.
I'm sorry,
A cup of
Andreas,
bread.
but I wouldn't brush
And
it
don't
off
you
so
skimp
quickly.
on me.
Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend.
Sir?
Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell
Well,
us what
thank the
really
Lord.
happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. I could understand it with mercenaries, students, and other scum
I'd
of all
like some
kinds,
monastery
but city
wine.
councillors?
Refill my
Be
cup, boy.
specific, Forsooker. Are you blaming one of us?
Ah, and look who spoke
Sir?
first.
First of all, it wasn't a duel.
Don't hang around me.
Supposed to be
Vanish,
an
you
honorable
hear me?
combat. And I didn't even take part in it.
And that's the only reason you're still here on the council and not in the pillory.
If you want to blame somebody, you should point the finger at the youngster here who's...
Excuse me?
Ah, never mind.
Refill, sir.
I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that from?
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed. I can't just get up and walk out.
I really shouldn't, sir.
A fine servant you are.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff. And that's that.
I fancy some Tokai.
There are more pressing matters
Refill,
to deal
boy.
with.
More
I'd like
pressing
to
than
oblige,
the open
but
contempt
I'm
of the
not
whole
allowed.
town
This is
garrison.
unbelievable.
The guards
Otherwise
are
I'll
apparently
soon give
settling
myself
accounts
away.
their own way. We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly. The town council is squabbling constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Since there's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to Mokarol mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far
I'll
off
have a
supposed
cup
to
of
work in
white.
a city under siege?
Nice big one.
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to
You,
have
lad.
an altar there?
You look familiar.
So what if I would?
Hold your
Have we
horses,
met?
gentlemen. That space in the
I
side
really
nave
couldn't
is
say,
mine.
sir.
Then hell freezes over, my friend.
I have a
Your
feeling
place is
I've
at least
spoken
2 steps
with you
behind
before,
mine.
too.
A swordsmith
Or with
dares to
someone who
insult
looks
me?
a hell of a lot
Ha!
like you.
I think not.
Excuse me. You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral.
Careful.
Just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services
Boy,
our guild
I'd like some
provided
white.
and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
It's you?
Those wrestlers of
I
theirs,
see
of
you've
course.
come up in the world.
People
From a
from the
bathhouse
town
boy
go
to a
watch them
waiter.
fall.
You'll go a long way.
I might make councillor one
Because
day.
it has all been sorted out.
You're a merry
Not
soul,
long
lad.
ago, The
I like
guards
that.
raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze! A legjobb katonákat, és kelkinek útra!
have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this man of falls!
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malachov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.